Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is May 20th, and we're talking about how good Shota Imanaga has been, as well as some closers who have been struggling. Let's do it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing? Today, Monday, top of the week here. We get another week started. I hope everybody had a very enjoyable weekend. Maybe you got to go and check out a baseball game. I'm going to one today, so very excited stuff there. I have not much to say here, of course, as usual. I'm actually kind of lost right now in terms of woke up very early for this one is what I'm gonna say, so we're a little on the tired side, but we're gonna bust through today's episode and let's get it started with our series recap. We are leading off with the Seattle Mariners at the Baltimore Orioles. It's Gunnar Henderson hitting a leadoff home run to start the series, and that turns into a 5-run first inning for Baltimore, who did not look back. They take the first game of the series 9-2. Gunnar may have hit another home run in this game, but it was Seattle with some late comeback heroics. They scored 2 in the 7th and 2 more in the 8th to take the lead. They win it and even up the series against Baltimore 4-3. Another game, another leadoff Gunnar bomb as he has homered in all 3 games of the series. Ryan O'Hearn joins him later on, and Corbin Burns strikes out 11. Baltimore wins it, takes 2 of 3 from Seattle. They win 6-3. The Tampa Bay Rays in Toronto taking on the Blue Jays, and how about Tyler Alexander? He pitched a perfect game into the 8th inning before giving up his first hit, which turned into a 2-run home run for Davis Schneider. Richie Palacios, he goes deep in this game despite the Jays' efforts. In the late half of the game, the Rays hold on. They take the opener 4-3. The Blue Jays led after 5 innings. They were up 4, but then from there it was Tampa. They score 5 unanswered runs, including the go-ahead 2-run home run in the 8th from Johnny DeLuca. Tampa comes roaring back. They win another game 5-4. And for the finale, it's Alek Manoah. He pitches 7 scoreless and has back-to-back great starts, and he is looking good. Meanwhile, Daniel Vogelbach hits his first home run of the year. This time, the Blue Jays do hold on to their lead. They take the last game and avoid the sweep to the Rays 5-2. White Sox and Yankees. It's the Bronx Bombers in Game 1. Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton both hit moonshots, leading the way for the Yankees, who take the opener 4-2. And how about Luis Gil and his great season thus far? His best start maybe ever in his career. He strikes out 14 White Sox, while Juan Soto, Jose Trevino, Giancarlo Stanton, and Juan Soto again. The Yankees hit 4 home runs. That leads to another win 6-1. How about Corey Julks? He hits a home run in this last game, and he also robs a home run. But despite him robbing that one, the Yankees still get a pair of bombs from Aaron Judge and John Birdie, known home run hitter. He hits his first of the year and first as a Yankee. The Yankees do what they need to do. They sweep the White Sox. They win it 7-2. Twins and Guardians, and the Guardians are debuting their City Connect jerseys on the field for the first time, and it provided some luck as they were down by 1 in the 8th before Jose Ramirez stepped up and crushed a 2-run go-ahead home run. Emmanuel Clase comes in, gets the save. The Guardians get the comeback win. Thanks to Ramirez, they win it 3-2, and Jose Ramirez picks up exactly where he left off with a first-inning home run in the second game. It's all Cleveland. They score 11 unanswered runs in the game. They win another one 11-4. And for the final, it's tied in the 9th. The Guardians are back in their City Connect jerseys looking to do it again, and it's Will Brennan launching a 3-run walk-off home run. The Guardians get a huge series sweep over their division rivals in the Twins. They take it 5-2. A's and Royals, and it's Cole Reagans, who shoves for the Kansas City Royals. Michael Massey and Miguel Garcia both go yard for the Royals. They come away with the opener. They take it 6-2. Seth Lugo punches out 10. He continues his great year. Kyle Isbell homers on. The Royals take another 5-3. And then it's Brady Singer finishing this series with a third great start for the Kansas City Royals. KC never not winning this one. They score 2 runs in the first inning and they don't look back. They sweep the Oakland Athletics and beat them in the last game 8-4. The Angels and the Rangers now 7 strong for Tyler Anderson. Zach Neto and Tyler Ward go deep for the Halos. They come away with the opener versus the Texas Rangers. They win 9-3. After a couple of solo shots from Taylor Ward again and Joe Adell, as well as a home run from Adolis Garcia from the Rangers, we are tied and heading all the way into the 13th inning in extras without a run being scored. And Texas comes away with the win on a walk-off hit by pitch. Not a flattering win, but a win's a win. The Rangers walk it off, even up the series 3-2. And for the final game, the rubber match, Kevin Pillar drives in 2 on his 100th career hit. It's a 4-run 7th inning for the Angels. That leads them to victory. They take 2 of 3 from the defending champs in the Texas Rangers. They beat them 4-1. Brewers and Astros now. A couple of home runs for each team as the Brewers get Jake Bauers and Joey Ortiz going deep, while the Astros get power from Jake Myers and Jeremy Pena, as Pena's home run was the difference in this game. The Astros take the first game 5-2. Jake Myers hits another home run in the series, but it's William Contreras and his 3-run home run. That was the difference. The Brewers take it, even up the series 4-2, and for the rubber match, Jose Altuve got the Astros rolling with a leadoff home run to start things up. And how about Kyle Tucker in his shoe game? He wore green cleats and was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He changes his shoes mid-game for his orange ones, and he goes 2 from 2 with 2 home runs. Someone's a little superstitious, but hey, worked for him. The Astros go on to win this one. They take 2 of 3 from the Brewers and win it 9-4. Padres and Braves now. How about 10 strikeouts for Matt Waldron, the knuckleballer? The Padres get 3 runs in the 5th, and that's all they need. They take the first of 4, 3-1. Rain on Saturday meant doubleheader today on Monday. So for the other game now, it's Jake Cronenworth who homers. He's joined later on by Luis Campusano and Ha-Sung Kim. Yu Darvish shoves. Padres hit 3 home runs. They win it, take the 2 games thus far, and they have 2 more happening later today. One's probably happening right now as you're listening to this. Padres win it 9-1. Nationals and Phillies. The Phillies score 4 runs in the first 3 innings. Zach Wheeler pitches great as he and the Phillies pen holds the Nats to 2 runs. The Phillies take the first game 4-2. Philadelphia down to their last inning, down a run, looking to have some late magic, and it's Cody Clemens who delivers the game-tying home run in the 9th. That sends it to extras, who after holding the Nationals, it was the star MV3 Bryce Harper who won it for Philadelphia as he gets the walk-off sac fly. The Phillies take another one 4-3. Alec Boehm homers. Castellanos goes 3 for 4. The Phillies keep getting their wins. They sweep the Nats. They win it 11-5. Mets and Marlins. It's a great start from Jesus Luzardo, and he's backed by some Marlins offense for once. Nick Forts goes deep. Miami takes the opener 8-0. The Mets had a 4-run lead entering the bottom of the 9th, looking to finish the Marlins off, but after an RBI single from Jazz, who was 3 for 5, had his 3rd hit and 3rd RBI of the game, Edwin Diaz serves up a cookie to Josh Bell, crushes the game-tying 3-run home run, sending it to extras, where the Marlins find a way to win it on a walk-off single by Otto Lopez. They get the very impressive comeback win. They beat the Mets 10-9. And finally, now both Dane Myers and Christian Bethencourt hit their first home runs on the year, but it didn't matter as Brandon Nimmo's 2-run home run put this one out of reach for the Finns. The Mets win it and avoid the sweep. They take it 7-3. Red Sox and Cardinals now. The Cardinals get home run happy. Lars Nootbaar, Nolan Gorman, Alec Burleson, and Mason Wynn all homer for them. They take the opener versus Boston 10-6. It's another game and another home run for Nolan Gorman. The Cardinals score 5 in the 8th to blow this one open. They take another 7-2. And for the last one, the Red Sox hit 3 home runs in the game, one coming from Rafael Devers, who has been on a tear, homering in all 3 games of the series and homered in the last 5 straight games for him. He is crushing the baseball, and his home runs have finally helped Boston get a win as they avoid being swept by the Cardinals. They win the last game 11-3. Pirates and Cubs now. We open up a 4-game set at Wrigley. The Pirates get a couple of home runs from Edward Olivares and Nick Gonzalez as their bullpen holds the Cubs late. The Pirates win the first of 4. They take it 5-4. Second game of the series, and it's the second start of Paul Skenes' career, and he was filthy. Absolute dominance. He didn't give up a hit in his 6 innings of work while also striking out 11 batters, 7 in a row to start the game. The Pirates dominant. They win another one 9-3. Third game now, Bailey Falter and Shota Imanaga had a great pitchers duel as we were scoreless into the 9th inning, where it was the Cubs and Christopher Morel who got the walk-off single. The Cubs win it on walk-off against the Pirates. They take it 1-0. And for the final game, Jack Sawinski's 4th homer on the year, a 2-run single from Nick Gonzalez. That's all the Pirates need. They take a great series, taking 3 of 4 from the Cubs. They win it 3-2. Reds and Dodgers now. We have another 4-game set. The Reds get to Glass now for 4 runs, while also using 7 pitchers to hold the Dodgers to 2 runs. Will Benson is number 6 on the year. The Reds take the first of 4. They win it 7-2. Mookie Betts' leadoff home run starts things off. Later, it's Shohei's turn with his 13th on the year. Jason Hayward hits his first of the season. The Dodgers cruise their way to evening up the series, winning it 7-3. Walker Buehler has a great day on the bump, while the Dodgers chip away at the Reds for some RBI singles. They end up with the win as they beat the Reds 4-0. And after 9, we are tied at 2 and head to extras, where after holding the Reds, it was the Dodgers and, more importantly, Shohei Ohtani who walks it off for the Dodgers. His single gets them the win. The Dodgers take 3 of 4 from the Reds, win the last game in walk-off fashion 3-2. Rockies and Giants now. Thairo Estrada goes deep for his 7th of the year. Luis Matos continues his hot start since getting called up. He goes 3 for 5 with 5 RBIs. The Giants win this one 10-5, and if you thought that game was good, he was even better this second game as he went 3 for 5 with 6 RBIs. Luis Matos, his last 2 games, he's 6 for 10 with 11 RBIs. That's some crazy stuff right there. The Giants take another 14-4. Heliot Ramos hits his first home run on the year as the Giants get a 3-run inning and they get a much-needed sweep over the Rockies. They kill their crazy win streak and do what they need to. They take the last game 4-1. And finally now we have the Tigers and the D-backs. This was a crazy start to the series for Detroit as they were just hitting the baseball and driving in runs, 13 to be exact, all without a home run as Tarek Skubal and the pen holds the D-backs. Tigers take the opener easily, 13-0. A 6-run 7th for the Tigers propel their comeback as they take the lead and don't give it up. The Tigers win another one 8-3. And for the final game, we're tied at 4 in the 7th. The D-backs score a pair off of a fielder's choice and a ground out to get them the lead. Ryan Thompson, Paul Skenes, they do the rest. They hold the Tigers. The D-backs have a hard-fought win in the books. They avoid the sweep and win the last game 6-4. on to our game of the weekend, and I'm taking you to Wrigley to look at Paul Skenes, man. This guy is dominant, and I love him. I'm going to be talking about this guy, I feel like, every other episode because he's so good. His first inning, I want to go through his stuff here quickly. Strikes out Tauchman, strikes out Happ, strikes out Bellinger, end of the first. Into the second, strikes out Christopher Morel, strikes out Michael Busch, strikes out Miles Mastrobuoni. That's 6 straight, and then in the bottom of the third, he strikes out Madrigal before getting Pete Crow Armstrong to ground out, and then Miguel Amaya to ground out. This guy went 6 innings strong, striking out 11 the first 7, and he didn't allow a hit. Absolute wild stuff from Paul Skenes. I am in love with this guy. On to the scoring, top of the third, Jared Triolo. He hits his second homer of the season. A 2-0 lead for Pirates there. Top 4, they add 3 more runs on my Yasmani Grandal single. And then it's Jared Triolo again. He singles in 2 more. He's got 4 RBIs on the day. Top 5, how about another 3 runs? Nick Gonzalez, a sac fly. Yasmani Grandal, a 2-run single. That is now 8-0 Pittsburgh. Top of the 8th, Andrew McCutcheon, home run number 6. He is homered in both days Paul Skenes has started. His 6th on the year makes it 9-0 Pittsburgh. That brings us to the bottom of the 8th, where finally the Cubs get something, and it's Miguel Amaya who hits a solo shot home run. His 2nd of the year makes it 9-1. And then later on in the inning, Christopher Morel, a 2-run double, makes it 9-3. That would be your final as the Pirates hold. And yeah, Paul Skenes dominant. Pirates offense killing it. They take this one 9-3. That is your game of the weekend. As much as I am loving Paul Skenes, though, and believe me, I am, he's going to have his money, he's going to have a hard time right now competing with another pitcher from the same team. In fact, or not the same team, but the team he's faced in both of his starts. He's faced the Cubs both times, and the Cubs have Shota. And Shota Imanaga has been an absolute stud from the start of his big league career with the Cubs, debuting this year. The rookie has been phenomenal. His ERA, 0.84. In 9 games, he has 5 wins, and guess what? He's only given up 5 earned runs. He's been fantastic. Going back to the start of April 1st, when he made his MLB debut, striking out his career high with 9. And you go through his game logs, game by game, against the Rockies, Dodgers, Mariners, and so on and so on. He's been really great in terms of innings. His last couple of starts, 7 innings against the Pirates this weekend, 5 against the Braves, 7 against the Padres, 7 against the Mets, 6 1/3 against the Red Sox. He's been great. He's limited his hits, 4 hits against the Pirates, 7 against the Braves, 3 against the Mets. You can go through his starts. He's made 9 starts. He's only given up runs in 3 of those starts. 6 starts, he's been zeros. His ERA has been as low as 0.78, and his high has been 1.08. He's been incredible through 9 starts. And yes, it's only 9 starts, but we're getting to the point where it's almost a third of the season. And if he keeps this up, we could be talking about this guy not only winning the Rookie of the Year, but also potentially a Cy Young. The Cubs right now are fighting, trying to get to the Brewers in the NL Central for first. And when this guy makes a start, I just want to turn on the TV. I want to find a way to watch the game a little bit, tune into some of his innings, some of his starts. He's been great. His strikeout numbers are fantastic. He's got 58 on the year. His walks, he has 9 less than 10. He's been phenomenal. The Cubs, kind of got to steal with him. And, the Dodgers with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, that was the whole big talking point. Yamamoto's been good, especially of late. But Shota has been on another level. The new now kind of ace of the staff. I don't remember the last time I've seen a pitcher pitch this good to start a career. He's been phenomenal. And, you kind of thinking, what's next for him? Because keep getting start after start where he's not giving up earned runs, going 5, 6, 7 innings deep, striking out, 6, 7, 8 batters. He's been phenomenal. So I definitely, keep an eye out for him because he's killing it right now. And Jackson Churio's been kind of slow as of late. Like, you go through the NL rookies, I mean, it's hard to think of any other name but Imanaga. Right now, I'm sure the favorite to win. He's been great. And if you ever get a chance to watch one of his starts, definitely tune in because he is a sight to see right now for the Chicago Cubs. Moving on now, we're going from a guy that you have to watch to guys that right now you really don't. And we're talking about some relief pitchers, some closing pitchers who have been struggling. And I mean, it's one thing if it's like one or two guys every now and then, but we're talking about a pretty big list that seems like it keeps growing of guys last year, 2 years ago, who were absolutely dominant out of the bullpen, and this year have just lost it and struggling. And the reason why we're talking about it in the first place is because of Edwin Diaz. On Saturday against the Marlins, the Mets entered the game a 4-run lead, gives up the RBI single, and then gives up a 3-run game-tying home run to Josh Bell. The Mets later on lost that game, and then it came out yesterday that after the game, Edwin Diaz broke down in tears at his locker after speaking with reporters. Lindor and Sean Reed-Foley, two other Mets players, of course, consoled him, and the Mets are saying that Diaz will be taking a temporary step back from the closer role. And I want to talk about this a little bit and go into a couple guys. So obviously Edwin Diaz here first. In 18 games, he's got 5 saves. In his, let me see if I can pull this up again quickly. I think I lost it. But yeah, 5 saves on the year so far. He has a 5.5 ERA. It's definitely been a struggle for Edwin Diaz and the Mets. Of course, it's not a great season for the Mets, but Edwin Diaz, you know, of course, you go back to 2022, an All-Star, finished 9th in Cy Young. He was phenomenal, struck out 118 batters, a 1.31 ERA. Of course, last year he was hurt. He did not play, and this year it's been a slow start for him. And I think this is something I kind of did allude to, especially with Edwin Diaz, where if you go back to 2018 with Seattle, he was phenomenal, a 1.96 ERA, 57 saves, and he was just absolutely killing it, finished 8th in Cy Young voting. And then he was traded his first year with New York, 5.59 ERA. So, I mean, the cycle has kind of continued where he goes from having an incredible year with a low ERA to absolutely being the worst and having a high 5 ERA. You know, you have to kind of wonder what happens. Like, what is the kind of trend here with Edwin Diaz specifically? But, I mean, like, it's not just him. Let's go down the list here. David Bednar from your Pittsburgh Pirates. After back-to-back All-Star years, he finished 8th in Rookie of the Year voting in 2021 with Pittsburgh. He was an All-Star 2022, an All-Star 2023, and now in 2024, he's been terrible. He's got 10 saves in his 21 games, which, I mean, you know, 21 games, he's coming out in close game situations usually. You expect more from him. He has a 7.85 ERA. He's given up 16 earned runs. He has been awful for Pittsburgh right now. And I mean, right now, Pittsburgh's kind of in there, like, should be getting hyped for the next couple of years. Like, they have a lot of their young core kind of building around it. You need bullpen help. And Bednar and Chapman, even of all this, they're not holding up right now. And you have to wonder what happened with Bednar. Is he going to be able to fix himself up? Because, you know, it's been tricky as of late. Of course, his last couple of his last couple of appearances have been good. He's gotten 3 saves in his last 4 appearances, and then 1 loss where he gave up an earned run to the Cubs. That was, of course, this weekend. But yeah, Bednar is struggling. That's another guy. Giovanni Gallegos, no longer the closer, you know, since kind of Ryan Helsley took over. He has a save this year, but his ERA is 12. I remember this guy 2019, 2020. His ERA was 2.31, 3.6. Last couple of years, though, it's shot up, and this year with a 12 ERA, the Cardinals are bad, but it does not help having this guy come out of the pen, giving up now 12 earned runs on the season. Josh Hader, another guy. We talked about this one. I told you kind of before the season, what would it be like for the Astros with him, you know, no longer a Padre, no longer a Brewer, now in the AL. He's been better of late, but it's still the numbers aren't great. 10 earned runs, already more than he gave up last year. He has a 4.5 ERA, only 6 saves. He's 2-3 on the year. And it's not just him, because Ryan Presley's also been bad. We were talking about the Astros having 2 elite closers on their team. They have 2 closers who can't close out a ball game. Ryan Presley, at the high age of 35, he has a 5.51 ERA, doesn't have a save yet, and it's not looking good for him. He's also given up 10 earned runs on the year. Alexis Diaz with the Reds last year. He was an all-star for the first time. The year before, it was his first year. He finished 5th in Rookie of the Year. This year, his ERA has spiked. He's gone from a 1.84 ERA to a 3.07 ERA to a now 7.02. And yes, it's early, but I mean, we're in May. Like, at some point, you got to start righting the wrongs here. He's given up 13 earned runs. He only has 7 saves. And like I said, when you have poor relief pitching and poor bullpen help, you're not winning games. You're losing ball games right now. And I mean, that's the trend with some of these guys. As I also include Jordan Romano. Of course, Romano didn't start the season healthy. He's definitely had the least amount of time in terms of some of these other guys. But he's off to a hard start, a 4.91 ERA in his 12 games. He has 7 saves. Has given up 6 earned runs. But last 2 seasons, 2022 and 2023, he's been an all-star for Toronto. So you have to kind of wonder, obviously guys are seeing them a lot harder right now, but you have to make the adjustments to be effective out of the bullpen, because a good team needs a good bullpen and a good closer even. And these guys right now aren't doing it for their teams. And if you take a look at what they have in common, I mean, Josh Hader, Presley, the Astros, Alexis Diaz, the Reds, Blue Jays with the Romano, Mets and Diaz and Bednar and Pirates and Cardinals, all these teams are 3rd in the division, 4th in the division, last in the division. And I mean, these are guys who were aces, who were all-stars. Like, we go, we're going through lists. Romano, 2 times all-star. Presley, 2 times all-star. Diaz, an all-star. Hader has been an all-star 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in his career. Bednar, 2 times all-star. Edwin Diaz, 2-time all-star as well. Like, all that adds up together. These 7 guys right now are struggling heavily. And I mean, if the Mets want a chance, if the Pirates want a chance at a run at the playoffs potentially, Blue Jays need to turn it on quickly. The Reds, they were my dark horse team, and they're 5th in the Central right now. So there needs to be some righting, some wrongs here. And I don't know where it starts, but these guys need to figure it out. I do feel bad for Diaz, though, to be kind of at the top of the game, to be the number 1 reliever, and now to struggle as much as you have after fighting back from injury and to breaking down in tears. I do feel for him. But at the end of the day, this is Major League Baseball. You need to be at your best. These guys are not. And, if they want to help out their team, if they want, to be successful for their big league career, they got to figure out a way and make some adjustments to see kind of, okay, how are these hitters getting these hits off of me? How am I giving up runs? Is it just, unlucky? No. Like, it'd be unlucky if it's once in a while, once every so often. But these guys are giving up home runs on a daily. So, you're running out of time. Figure it out for the sake of you guys and your teams. And lastly, now here, I just kind of want to mention some small little news things that I thought I'd throw out there. Of course, the Guardians debuted their City Connect jerseys, and they, had some success. When I first saw them, I wasn't sure how I felt about the looks-wise of it. But after seeing on the field, I could see how I'm going to grow into it as being, one of the ones I do like. The 2 times they wore it this weekend, they got lucky. They had some 8th, 9th inning comebacks. Game 1, Jose Ramirez, the 2-run home run that gave Cleveland a win, and then on Sunday, the walk-off home run from Will Brennan. So Guardians are 2-0 in their City Connects. The Cardinals City Connects might have been leaked. Saw pictures of those from Arenado and Goldschmidt wearing them. Seem kind of basic, but we'll wait and see until they're actually officially released before diving into them and talking about them too much. The Dodgers have optioned James Outman and have recalled Miguel Vargas, so you're kind of going prospect for prospect in a way. James Outman, of course, finished in Rookie of the Year voting, top contention last year, and this year he has been hit probably the most in terms of the sophomore slump. He's gone from a great rookie campaign to an awful second year. So the Dodgers are hoping that he can kind of refine his hitting in AAA before, I'm assuming, getting called up at some point again later on this year. So mention that quickly. David Peralta, the longtime Diamondback, the recent Cub and Ray, he signs a minor league deal with the Padres. So, some depth there from San Diego, some leadership for their young guys in the farm system. So we'll see what kind of that does for the Padres. But I think those are it. Just want to mention those things really quickly. Moving along now, we've got our hot and colds, and we've got, to lead things off, Aaron Judge. He has been on fire. He is 10 for 20, 5 doubles, 3 home runs. He's got 5 RBIs, 7 runs, 7 walks. His OPS for the week, 1.830. He has been incredible. Following him, Joey Ortiz from your Brewers, 10 for 22, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 7 runs, a 1.384 OPS. That's right, the difference between Judge and Ortiz, 500 in the OPS numbers there. Kyle Tucker, of course, the Mr. Superstitious about his shoes, 9 for 23, 4 doubles, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 5 runs, 7 walks, and a 1.359 OPS for him. And he is not the only Astros. He's joined by Jake Myers, 9 for 21, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 5 runs, a 1.330 OPS. And rounding off our hots, Tyler Stevenson, 11 for 21, 3 doubles, a home run, 3 RBIs, 4 runs, and a 1.355 OPS. Special shout out as well for Rafael Devers, 5 straight games with a home run. He's tearing the ball off, so we'll see if he can make it 6 today. On to our cold, Spencer Steer. He was once killing it for the Reds. Now he is getting killed. 1 for 20 with 5 Ks. Josh Rojas from your Mariners, 2 for 22 with 8 Ks. Carlos Santana, he was the hot player last week. This week he's cold, 3 for 24, 7 Ks. Baseball comes to fast, especially when you're up there in age. Vaughn Grissom, the young kid, traded for Chris Sale. He's been struggling this week, 3 for 23 with 6 strikeouts. And we rounded off with Willie Adames from your Brewers, 3 for 25 with 4 strikeouts there. On to our injury updates here. We don't got a lot, but we do have a big one. Of course, we start with the smaller one, Max Muncy from your Dodgers. He's on the IL now with a strained oblique. Should be back within the month. But the big one here for me, Jung Ho Lee from your San Francisco Giants. He's out for the season. He is having shoulder surgery for his torn labrum. That's a big blow for the Giants, who are trying to kind of right their season already, as things have kind of fallen off ship early. I really liked Jung Ho Lee. I thought he was a great signing for the Giants entering the season. I enjoyed watching him in the WBC, and I had high expectations for him this year. He got up to a slower start, kind of, picked it up a little bit into the season. He was my Rookie of the Year pick. I had a lot of faith in that. And it's unfortunate to see that his rookie year is already ended. But hopefully he'll be able to, recover and come back next year and be a great player and, for the Giants. So all the best for Mr. Jung Ho Lee. We move now on to our outstanding performances, and another strong day, another strong list. And of course, we're starting with the strongest pitcher by far, Paul Skenes. An absolute dominant performance, 6 innings pitched, no hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 11 strikeouts. Just absolutely great. Bailey Falter, another Pirates pitcher, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 Ks. Shota Imanaga was his pitcher's duel that day, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 7 Ks. Then we've got a couple Royals here. Cole Reagan, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. And then Brady Singer, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 9 Ks. A couple lefties now. Jesus Luzardo with your Miami Marlins. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 7 Ks. And then Tarek Skubal for your Tigers. 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, and 6 Ks. How about Luis Gil for your Yankees? 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 14 strikeouts for him. Crazy. That's been the highest we've seen so far this year. We saw it from Tyler Glasnow earlier on the year as well. Logan Allen from your Guardians, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 7 Ks. Also from your Guardians, Tanner Bybee, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 8 Ks. Grayson Rodriguez and Corbin Burns now from your Baltimore O's. Grayson Rodriguez, 6 innings pitched, a hit, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 7 Ks. Corbin Burns, 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 11 strikeouts for him. Tyler Alexander, the stat line might not sound great anymore, but he was perfect through 7. He pitched 7 in a third innings pitch. He gave up 3 hits and 3 earned runs, all in the 8th inning before getting pulled. He didn't walk a batter, and he struck out 4. It was a great start for him. Walker Buehler, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 7 Ks. Alek Manoah, what are we going to see out of him for going on to the his next start? 7 innings pitched, a hit, an earned run, a walk, and 7 Ks. And last but not least, Yu Darvish, a special shout for him. He was 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 9 Ks. And yesterday in his start, he became the 3rd pitcher to win 200 games between MLB and Japan in the MVP. So an incredible accomplishment for him. He joins an elite list of only 3 guys. So Yu Darvish, big congratulations to him for that milestone. And he had a great start yesterday. Alrighty, now let's take a look at our standings check here. And of course, going with our AL East, your Yankees lead the way at 33-15. They're 2 games up on Baltimore at 29-15. They have the same amount of losses. Yankees just have played 4 more games, and they've also won 4 more games than Baltimore in that sense. They're on a 7-game winning streak right now. They're on a heater, 8-2 in their last 10, and pulling away from Baltimore slightly. Tampa Bay in 3rd, Boston 4th, and Blue Jays 5th, 5 games under 500. Your Guardians have just swept your Twins. Your Twins, after an incredible, 12-game winning streak, they've lost 6 straight now. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They're 24-22 and finished right now 3rd. The Royals ahead of them at 29-19. They are 10 games above 500 for the first time since 2015, where they won the World Series. They are great, and on a 3-game winning streak. They got pitching, and I said it in the TOPs that I did. The Royals are going to be a sneaky candidate for the Central. They're 2nd right now. Tigers 4th, White Sox 5th. Round out that. AL West, your Mariners lead the way at 25-22. Texas behind them by a game and a half at 24-24. And then look who it is. The Houston Astros, they've gone from 5th to 3rd in the span of a couple, from the month now. They're 21-26, still 5 games under 500, but they're 4 games back of the Mariners for first, and they're 8-2 in their last 10. They've been great. Oakland, we were talking about how much fun they were. They're now 4th. They're 1-9 in their last 10 and on an 8-game losing streak. Big yikes there. They're still better than the Angels, though. So let's just call that where it is. And outside of things, Phillies lead the way at 34-14, 8-2 in their last 10. And you can say, hey, their schedule's easy. You still got to win those games because teams like Oakland and the Angels, White Sox, they can be problems. Braves at 26-16. They're 5 games behind the Phillies. Mets in 3rd, Nationals 4th, and Miami 5th. Nats, 5-game losing streak for them. Not good. NL Central, Brewers still in first at 27 and 19. They're 2 games up on the Cubs, who are 26 and 22. Pirates, the inverse of that, 22 and 26, 6 games behind. And Cardinals in fourth, Reds in fifth, round out there. And then for your NL West, your Padres are second at 24 and 24 at 500. They're 7.5 back of your Dodgers, who are sitting pretty at 32 and 17, lead the division. And I mean, a 7.5 game lead, it's the largest lead in any of the other divisions, and I don't think the Dodgers are going to lose it at any point. I think they're going to be in first for the rest of the way until they clinch the division. Giants in third, Diamondbacks in fourth, Rockies fifth, and that is your standings check. And now that will take us to our upcoming series for the week here. It's going to start with the 2 games today between the Padres and Braves. We'll be talking about that on Friday. It's kind of like the ending to the series. But for the new series, we have the Red Sox at the Rays. They're playing games again. Mariners at Yankees. White Sox at Blue Jays. Mets at Guardians. Tigers at Royals. Rockies at A's. Angels at Astros, Rangers at Phillies. That is an extremely fun matchup. Definitely tune into those games. Twins at Nationals, Brewers at Marlins, Braves at Cubs, Oilers at Cardinals, Giants at Pirates, Padres at Reds, and we rounded it off with the D-backs at the Dodgers. And that is how we finish today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in and joining us in for today's episode. I appreciate you all very much if you stuck through today's episode. Thank you everybody so much, and I will see you on Friday.